Hi guys, my name is Anne. I am Quantum Heart Living. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's just jump right into these crazy energies that are occurring right now. Continues to be massive shifts in energy. We are evolving. We are moving into a multi-dimensional perspective. We are embodying new energy streams, new ways of being. We are tapping into our intuitive selves. A lot of people are going to be struggling with their self-identity. Even if they don't really know what is going on, so many people are kind of questioning themselves, maybe finding themselves bored as we, continue through some of these outwardly challenging times. So there's this whole perspective of so many people are starting the process and trying to even just begin to learn about who they really are. There's a whole bunch of downloads that have been happening. So this is when information comes in, you receive something that you didn't know before. It's just you get your intuitive, you get this intuitive understanding about something, or in most cases, a lot of times, it is you are sort of moved to research something or read something or talk to someone that you just get a strong feeling about. And my message to you is to make sure you follow those. It's really, really important because they will lead you to something that you were meant to learn and understand. And quite often that is the beginning of a fascinating journey. So if you're struggling with self-identity and or boredom, make sure that you are taking some time to really sit with that and understand what in that is the message. A lot of people are experiencing forgetfulness. So again, part of the process is certain things kind of disappear. As we move into higher consciousness, there's a lot of memories, a lot of clearing. So when we go through releasing, a purging, a lot of this spending time accepting some of the shadows, some of the built-up energies that are residing in us. As we spend time clearing that and allowing that to move out, not a fun process. It's a critical part of the process because this is not a comfortable process. But it's really important to remember that when we allow that to go, it does create some forgetfulness in our daily lives. So this is part of our growth, part of our movement into sort of the multidimensional is there is forgetfulness that does happen. And most of this is not to be concerned about. It's just making room for this new way of living, which is living currently in the now. We are timeless. So that's something to watch out for. So many people are experiencing new beginnings. So new beginnings is a very, very strong message coming through. I can't tell you the number of times this keeps appearing. So this is definitely a higher collective trend here. So many people, in order to have and experience new beginnings, you have to release and let go. You have to step out of your comfort zone, and you have to really face the fear that isn't really there. So if something is feeling out of your reach, but you want to go for it anyway, do it. Everyone is going through rapid change and everyone is trying to deal with rapid change. So, from one day to the next, you may find people coming and going out of your life, different perspectives, and it's just happening to everyone very quickly. So don't really hold anything against anyone and hold anyone really judge in judgment, because like what happens to us, the changes are happening radically fast. Again, protect your energy from those who seem unable to grasp that this type of change, this type of evolution is actually occurring. So stepping into our power is important, moving past the fear. There's a lot of neglect or abandonment triggers. And it's really, really important to realize that these triggers are critical, really, for us to understand that they exist. And yes, we can recognize them, we can see them, we can hold some resentment about it. But over time, we'll start to realize that they happened that happened for a reason, to help. I know it sounds, crazy, but to help increase our awareness, our self-awareness, and our consciousness. So that is a big energy right now. Watch your energy. So again, I keep coming back to this because it's so very important. Oh my goodness. I mean, social media is really all over the place. So again, I've said this in many videos, is discernment is the key here. Only what resonates with you should you hold on to. Not everything I say will resonate with you. There isn't any one person that has all of the answers. There are keys interladen throughout everything within your day. So social media being one source that we can use to communicate globally, which is very, very powerful. But there's all different kinds of energies and perspectives that are out there. Some spirituality is a term that is even no longer definable, in my opinion, because it's got so many different wrappings around it depending on that person's perspective at that time. So really, I like to kind of refer to this as, self-healing, self-improvement. How do I become a better person? How can I take the lessons from the past, what I struggled with in the past, and not let it affect me in my life going forward? And I've uncovered so much about myself in just facing these neglected emotions that I pushed aside and pushed down for so many different reasons. Very traumatic reasons, in fact. Some of the hardest lessons I ever had to learn came from some very, very, very difficult times. But if you can persevere and get through them, and truly believing there is more, so much more for us, your self-improvement is the answer that is really helping bring about this massive change of light frequency. We are being asked really, really strongly right now to stay conscious. So really make an effort. And this is work. This is daily work to think about where your mind is going, where your thoughts are going, to pull it back, to be in mindfulness, to really pull it back and to keep moving forward regardless. So this is, easy for me to talk about, but the past number of days, it's been very, very challenging because the ego energy is so very strong. It wants you to believe that you're unsafe, that you're not right, that you're dreaming, that this can't happen. And if you just keep moving forward anyway, you will see that that is in fact very much not true. But in order to prove that incorrect, then the warrior in you needs to really shine here. And that has been a big part of my journey. Is I am definitely a large part warrior. I don't come across that way to most people, but I would not be here if I wasn't. So your work and perseverance, like mine, is one of the reasons why we are making such amazing progress here. So much of this process is really staying in the mindset of believing. You know, we worry when our minds aren't occupied, and this is one of the hardest things to do for me personally because I am an overthinker. I mean, my chart really exposes that energy. It's definitely something that I'm meant to overcome in this lifetime. Now, it's helpful because my Mercury energy is so strong that I can read and pick up on these messages and communicate this to you. But at the same time, we have to remember to relax. And oh my goodness, one of the things I learned about relaxing and trust is from a narcissist, where they always want to keep you off balance. So it's always got to be some sort of drama, some sort of, there is real no peace when you are with a sociopath or narcissist. They're always throwing something at you to make you feel like you don't know what you're doing, that you're not together, that you're not right, that there's something wrong with you. And that is something it takes a long time to overcome because gaslighting is so mentally powerful. It's part of a greater program here to keep you off balance. So pushing into and moving into simplicity is our greatest key right now. So to slow down, to relax, to go lightly, to float and not swim. Yes, I know this, but there's so much going on. Yes, there is. But at the same time, this is all really an illusion. So it's so super important right now to come back to simplicity, to come back to, and what I got this morning really clearly is when you were a child, when you're sitting in a field and you're looking at dandelions and you're blowing the seeds off them, when you're looking at ladybugs and just really not thinking about anything except sitting in that field, that is where all of our power lies, is in that not thinking, just being experience. And I used to call it, when I was a teenager, vegging. So I would just like to not think. And this is something that's innate in us, but has been lost due to overstimulation from the outside world. And trust me, I know that there is a huge amount of overstimulation and negative and dark messages. And I know this because after my surgery, I was not exposed to all of that for months. And when I came into the real world, it was overwhelmingly obvious to me how overstimulated we are and how much we try to take on in this man-made world every single day. Even the television was so obviously dark messaged that I was blown away. And that is really when I really started to definitely detach from that. And it's not gotten any better. I digress, but the message here is to go lightly. It's the magnificence of being. It's that it is untouchable. And it's so really important right now, as much as the messages out there are saying the opposite. Sometimes it's the opposite thing we have to do that is the most powerful. I also wanted to address something here, and that is a note to the masculine out there. So my perspective on the masculine feminine is that we are merging. So this is more of a merging from less definition of roles and what we have grown up with, being boxed into. This is what men are like. This is what men are like. We are all energy, folks. We are all energy. We all embody masculine and feminine energies. We really have to be cognizant that we got to take the box off of, especially masculines, of them being the need to be overly masculine all of the time. It's a very difficult journey for the masculine right now, especially those who are highly empathetic. I mean, those who embody some of the feminine intuitive traits. And this is not a bad thing, guys. This means that you are in touch with that which is amazingly powerful. But there are many masculines out there who, like so many of us, their role is to really work through this massive shift on behalf of the masculine as well. And it's very difficult for the masculine because of the pronounced and defined role of the masculine and feminine energy, the pronounced role of the masculine of not being sort of emotional or in tune intuitively. So it's like I said, people are moving and shifting and changing very quickly. So be open to understanding that there are also some big shifts in masculine energies. We are all shifting into a different perspective here, both masculine and feminine, but it's the feminine energy in both the male and female that is front and center here, that is moving us and shifting and bringing balance back to this very unbalanced kind of ego-dominated society. So hats off to all of you men out there who are stepping up to the plate to really deal with some of this ancestral patriarchy energy as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's what I have for you today. Trust the process. Keep moving forward. Things are manifesting at a breakneck speed. So yes, it is the amazing part of this journey. Truly, keep your mind in check. You can almost treat it like having a dog is, sometimes tell it to sit and lie down, take a nap, you have to really be the one in control of it taking these little tangents, and really kind of bring in to your perspective what you want into your perspective, and just believe it, Then don't let the ego mind run away with some reason why this should not happen. So again, this takes work, it's exercise, but it can change your life, right? I mean, seriously. So it's not all hard work. It is definitely has its ups and downs, especially if you're just starting your journey. Please, keep moving. Those really tough days, you'll see, will, the day after or the day after that, you'll shift up. And that is the beauty of this, is once you've been through it enough times, you kind of like, okay, I have to release this now, but it'll pay off tomorrow or the day after, and that's usually the case. So there's some very good news in this message. I probably should have started with this, but I just share what I'm picking up on and what I hope is relevant for all of you. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye.